On the table, we are checking in on something very odd, a Plants vs. Zombies constructible market village? Okay, hey everyone, this is SquirrelStampede today. Thank you for watching, and I am Dan, and we are going to construct these very odd Plants vs. Zombies marketplace constructions. What are they? They've got a plant or a zombie head up on top of a little restaurant or market or something constructible, and we've got zombies wandering around too. So very interesting builds. I thought I just have to see these, especially in the month of October. So let's get to these constructions and see how easily they build or how horrifically they melt the fingers. Ugh. So let's begin our build here with the Peashooter popper building. We've got 4 bags of popper. I think I see a zombie in there, some stickers, and a very questionable instruction set. As always, builds like this, pretty sus, found over on Amazon. And the piece quality is also very sus. Unbranded, smooth, very difficult to place together. My fingers will be in horrific Halloween pain. But it's a Plants vs. Zombies street scene. I can't miss on that. So let's just get all these bags open and see if we can find everything we need. Very much hoping everything is here that we need. I think I see our zombie minifigure. Is it alive down there, Barry?
Pretty sure it's undead.
Oh, there we go. Some assembly required. I think I see an arm sleeve here, and another arm sleeve there, and a hand, and we need a 3rd or 4th hand. Well, let's build what we can. Well, that's what I have so far. I could very much use another hand piece here. Oh, there it is. And there is our creepy zombie Plants of minifigure, more of a Lego minifigure-like style, a brick-built figure. We had seen several Connects style figures over the years. They fell apart so quickly. This build, a little stronger, a little easier to stand, thankfully, though I can barely turn his hand. There's going to be some plastic deficiencies with this one, obviously, but it is a zombie, so we're good with that. So it is fun to see some of these minifigures with these very interesting set builds. So let's say we build the Peashooter popper house now. The question is, who lives inside the house? The zombie or the Peashooter? I'm a little confused here. Let's construct a few stages, see what we get. And constructed, we have our Peashooter popper market store place, or a Peashooter restaurant, a Peashooter popper plant store, plant food store. What could that be? It could be anything. And surprisingly, a pretty enjoyable build. The house structure below was a little bit rough, all the red pieces there building it together as they curve around. A little bit rough in how it was constructed, a little bit flimsy, so you had to kind of build slowly and carefully. A little bit of an indoor region there for, I guess, the zombie to work at or I don't know, walk by, steal a few plant food packets. Interesting, not totally sure of the theme going on here. But a little bit rough, but works pretty well, I think, once connected together. The front entrance there also a little bit iffy. The plant build, though, of the popper was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. Ooh, I see a little bit of plastic fatigue on that ball joint where this leaf goes. We can bend those down a little bit, maybe. A little bit of fatigue there, but the head structure of the Peashooter was pretty fun to build. We've got a neat little popper shooter up front here embedded in, some eyes, a little leaf head piece up there. The only problem I would say is the back here. I would like to find another 2x2 green brick to place on here. I had an extra triangular brick here which I placed here to kind of hold it together. These rounded pieces only placed in by one stud on the back there, so if you were to place a 2x2 there, I think it would create more structure. Right now though, this little piece works because it kind of gives you that feel of a double popper in a way, so I'm not too concerned yet on that, but really kind of a fun build. For as questionable as the pieces were, everything came together pretty well. And I think everything's gonna come together in a really cool little village playset. So we can continue on. I think I would like to see a zombie structure next, a zombie market structure. I see a lot of green pieces in this bag, so I think this bag is going to feature a zombie. If I can open up more questionable instructions, this should kind of give us an idea of what zombie we are building. This may be the traffic cone zombie structure, I think. And surprisingly, these instructions are pretty solid. What really helps is to do what it says and gather the pieces needed first. That way, as you're building, you can kind of know what you've built and what you haven't built. So let's go on to the evil side and build up a zombie marketplace store. I feel like there's more pieces in this bag, but I imagine they're all pretty similar. I wonder what gets sold at a zombie store. And constructed what I think I first said traffic cone zombie, but now I'm changing this to probably cowboy zombie. It's a little tricky, that hat is pretty red. I guess it could be a number of them, but the build kind of has like a western theme to it, looking at the wooden shop down here. Kind of feels like something you would see from the Wild West. So I'm going to go with a cowboy zombie look with this one. The lower shop build on this one, a little easier to construct than the Peashooter's shop, placed together pretty quickly, whereas the head, the zombie head sculpt, was a pretty difficult build, taking quite the time actually to construct up, figuring it out. There was some piece breakage on one of the hinges though, that popped off, but we were able to hide pretty well. We've got a nice little zombie shop sign and a nice character, fancy dressed zombie with a chain and a blue sweater. Not sure which realm that guy comes from. It's not like these zombie characters really fit into the door either. The door hang is pretty low. I suppose he could work in the back there. Don't fall down, don't fall down, don't fall down, don't fall down. There seems to be a little more room in the back of this shop than the Peashooter shop. But it's a pretty vibrant build. You can see it from a mile. You know exactly that it is a zombie shop. Whatever zombie works there, not so sure yet. Looking closer, I wonder if I got this nose piece right. I think I could probably pronounce this piece out a little more. I wonder, it's kind of flat right now. And I did just realize my quick fix that I was so proud about on my Peashooter build is actually in the wrong spot. So this part right here, which was a nice reinforcing part, I will still put that there, but it actually is supposed to go right there. I had missed that earlier, and that hides that little black piece there and kind of gives it that funnel look of the front of a Peashooter popper. Both builds pretty good. They can connect together, but we're going to build a few more spots. I think our next build is going to feature the Sunflowers house. Or shop, the Sunflowers shop. I see a lot of yellow sunflowery pieces in here. Usually 3 bags of pieces in each of these questionable bags, plus very helpful instructions. I see possibly a motorcycle zombie on here. Going to be interesting. Let's construct up the Sunflower Marketplace shop. Gotta say, the Sunflower shop may be the goofiest thing I've ever constructed or worked on. Trying to get this little Sunflower shop sign straight. Each time I move it, it's gonna be crooked one way or the other. Maybe I should just make it so crooked that it looks right. So there is the Sunflower shop. And I think what makes this look so funny is the unintentional stud piece at the disc here. We've got the funny eyes and a smile, and then the stud right there is a nose, and it just doesn't look exactly right. It makes me want to laugh, and looks incredibly goofy. But another fun build. I think I enjoy the plant buildings a little more than the zombie build, just because I'm not really sure what's going to happen with the plant and how it was constructed, whereas the zombie, well, I guess I wasn't really sure how that was either, but there's something a little more intriguing on the plant faces. Lots of plastic fatigue. You can see where these little hanging berries are just destroying these studs. More destruction on these studs up here on the ball joint, and more destruction. These leaf layered pieces as you place down, destruction. You can see the fatigue and the plastic little white marks. So definitely a really low grade quality brick. Definitely hurts on the fingers. I've spent about maybe 3 hours now constructing these 3, a little bit slower when I'm filming, but they still take you a little bit of time because you gotta kind of maneuver through these instructions, find these pieces, pinch your fingers. Cute little sunflowers here in the window. That's funny. I love these 2 little sunflowers. Yeah, I would love it if they did a sequel series or a second wave to these. These are fun. I'd love to see some more plants. We start off here with Peashooter and a sunflower. Let's try moving this shop sign the other way. I don't know. I just can't get it right. Nice little awning here. It's just so funny and pleasant. I love this idea. Also, here is our traffic cone zombie, included. I don't know if he usually wears that. I thought the traffic cone also wore just like a suit and tie, but this one, his suit jacket is open and he has more of a bandaged head. But good to see. I always like the traffic cone zombie. So that is 3 of 4. Now we're going to finish off with one more zombie build. I think this is just a generic zombie market shop. I want to shop here. I want to shop on Plants vs. Zombies lane. It's pretty funny. So let's continue on with the build and construct ourselves up the next zombie. I think it must be in this bin right here. Oh, there goes traffic. I think we've got another set. Not really sure how many pieces each build is. I'm assuming about 150 pieces or so, maybe a little more. But they are slow building. And instructions here. Well, yeah, so it's just going to be a generic funny zombie with a really big eye. That's really funny looking. So let's continue on with this great, weird series of Plants vs. Zombies. And finished constructing up the basic zombie spider restaurant? What is going on? What is this zombie trying to sell? One of the easier builds of the 4 today. The zombie head constructed much easier than the cowboy head back here. The shop constructed pretty well. Maybe I'm just getting used to these horrible pieces as they smash and break together, causing horrible finger pain. But a pretty nice little zombie head representation. A basic zombie here on a very bright orange spider shop. And I think it turned out well. The included zombie, this very gnarly overall zombie with the mouth ripped out a little bit. Or is that its tongue? Very gnarly on that one. And there's the other zombies a little closer up. They did pretty good with just the business suit zombie ready to go. These two on the sides a little bit far-fetched, but it's kind of fun to have minifigures built of a zombie. So now that we have all buildings constructed, they do connect and link together. I'm a little bit concerned if once they're linked, maybe they might just stay together forever because of the way these are built. Although I think we'll be okay. These red posts seem to be not as tightly locking as, say, a Lego black or blue post. So on each edge of corner of the business here, we can snap them in together and create a business row of either zombie shops and or plant shops. It's very interesting. They decided to go into business together, selling things to each other. Maybe they did that a little bit in Garden Warfare. I can't remember that exactly being the case. I'm trying to move some of these petals out of the way. I think once they're connected, if you grab the base by the base, not the building will just explode apart. If you can grab the base and pull apart, I think we'll be okay. So let's get the Peashooter over here. And we've constructed our Plants vs. Zombies market row. What a destination place for all vacationers. And I still can't get this sign straight. Try that. So there we go. I think maybe the only thing missing would be little plant characters. We've got zombie characters to visit the shops, but we don't have little plant characters. I know they have other plant-built sets, so maybe we can combine those at a later time, but it is kind of a fun little displayable option here. It's been some unique fun playing around with Plants vs. Zombies in brick form. They're pretty rough on build, but they're pretty good for display. I think that's a nice looking little set. And I don't believe it was too spendy. I think it ran around 30 on Amazon, something like that, 30, 40. Knockoffs, you know. The price is low, the quality is also low. Coming up, we also have another Plants vs. Zombies build working on. A much larger build, a Penny's Time Travel RV build. What do you know? Always wanted to have something like this, even recreated something like this in the old episodes where I took a Lego RV and kind of outfitted it with a few extra details. And there would be our little plant figures. So if we can get some of these littler plant figures built, we can have them visit the village here that we just constructed. And there's a few other business suit zombies, the bucket head, the traffic cone, the brain flag. Those will be really fun to add in. So keep an eye out for this review build in the upcoming season. So there we go with the Plants vs. Zombies Marketplace Village builds. Very odd and interesting, but delightfully displayable. What do you think? If you liked today's video, please give us a like, a squirrel eye, and a squammet. What was your favorite zombie plant build of the day? What would you love to see if they did a phase wave 2 of these? Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.